Hey everybody, Justin Senior here. Welcome to the conversion theme live training. I'm going to show you how to customize this theme, and I'm actually going to go right from the start, just walking you through the theme panel and showing you kind of all of the cool functionality that we can add and some of the functionality that we may want to add later inside of the conversion theme. So obviously, if you're watching this, you've already purchased the conversion theme. Thank you so much for using my link. I really appreciate that. I'm going to show you the walkthrough here, and I'm in a backend right now. This is a little different if you haven't already installed your theme. You're going to need to do so over here, Upload Theme. Okay, this is different than installing directly from the Shopify store or the Shopify theme store, because these files are separate, right? You got the files from JVZoo when you purchased through that link, right? So if you didn't have the download file, you actually download the entire zip file of your conversion theme, and that is what we would upload into here. Right here we go to upload theme, and I think it's called something like conversion.zip. That's what you would find, or conversion theme.zip. This is the actual theme file, right? This is the big zip file that you get, and you don't need to unzip it or anything like that. You just need to upload this entire thing right into here. Okay, and then that obviously gives you the conversion theme. It'll come down here, you'll come in actions and publish the theme. Okay, and what we're looking at is just a little bare bones conversion theme. Okay, it's pulling in some basic information, and now we're going to customize it. And the home page is really well, of course the product page as well, but the home page and the product page are the core pages that we're going to want to customize and make sure they're really, really high level for Shopify, especially when we're doing paid traffic, right? Typically, not including any cart or checkout pages, the home page and the product pages are going to make up like 90 to 95% of your page views, right? Product pages are going to be significant, of course, because that is going to be the paid traffic that comes from Facebook. Homepage, that's going to really speak to trust, speak to branding, and it could also speak to potential other sales, other orders, higher average order value, etc., etc. So we really need to focus on those two pages. And again, conversion theme has some great functionality for each of them. So let's go through the homepage. I'm going to kind of go split screen. We'll come over here and we'll click on Customize, because of course all the changes that we'd ever need to make are going to be able to be done inside of the theme panel. Okay, and you see the conversion theme has built the sections panel here. And don't worry about that. I'm going to actually don't. So another thing here, we want to make sure that we put in a license, right? We need to make sure that we put in our license code, and I'm not going to share my license code obviously in this video, but I am going to go in and install this and show you the section of where we need to install it, because without it, we're not going to be able to actually go live. Okay. So to grab your license key, and again, I don't want to show you my exact license key, but it's going to be inside your zip file, right? License.txt. This is actually going to contain, it's probably like a 40 or 50 string license key. It's going to be letters and numbers, just randomly generated numbers. It's going to be specific to your theme, right? Don't share that with anyone. Right? That's going to actually give the, what do you call it? The theme actually giving you rights to use it. Right, you need to obviously have that license, and this prevents people from just sharing these files and not actually going ahead and paying for the theme. Right, obviously we need to, or the theme developers need to avoid that. Okay, so that's where you'd find that in there. We're going to go back into our online store and go into our customized theme panel. Okay, and we'll come through here, and we're going to go and customize this. Again, we could ignore this right now. We have a valid key. I'm just using a demo account here for the theme. So we have this here one more time. Don't ever share your license key, right? Very important. We don't want to ever share that license key. So we're coming over here and we have a bunch of different sections to customize, okay? And really the key here with sections is this is the way to basically break down different portions of your page, right? And we could be on different, like these sections will update depending on what page we're on. Like if we were on a product page, we would also see, we'd see our actual products would be valid as well. So we'll show that in a couple of seconds, but I want to kind of do the home page first, and we're going to have to kind of deal with this as we go through here. So let's jump into it and start customizing. And you shouldn't be, if you've ever seen any other custom theme or even a free theme, you see all these theme panels, you definitely haven't seen one this in depth, right? Obviously we have just a ton of different things that we're going to be able to customize here inside of our theme panel. Okay, you see literally just a whole list of things. And we'll start from the top bar, Okay, we're going to come over here. We're going to actually customize. I'm going to customize this for my live site. And of course, your color scheme is going to vary depending on your actual niche, right? This niche is animals, really kind of wild animals. So I'm going to go with really a black, white, and gray color scheme. Coming up here under the color section, we're going to be able to just click right in here and go ahead and customize the color of the background bar. You see we have a background bar. It's currently red, right? We could change it. Want to go ahead and implement our black color scheme. We'll come down here, just drag the mouse down, and it will come and select the black color, right? You see background color black. Okay, we can come in here. Let's say we want to make it green. Of course, we can make it green as well, right? We can make it any color we want. I'm just going to come down here and set it to black. Okay. We have announcement text color, like literally right on the screen. This isn't rocket science, right? We're just going and making our colors and our text look very readable. So we change it from gray to white. Okay, we'll scroll down here. We'll come back to this in a little bit, but this is the color section, right? The color section is simply for the top bar. Okay, so we're going to save this. Okay, you see announcement button border up here, gray. We can keep that, looks pretty good. But if we wanted to change the button, right, we could do all that. Right, I'll change it just to green, just to show you. And we'll save this, and this page will reload again. You can ignore this invalid license thing. You're not going to have to deal with that. Okay, you see we updated it. We got a little green button up here, and again, we could change all that right over here. Site-wide announcement, right? We could put something like right, free shipping when you send $100, and of course you could set up your shipping rates to offer free shipping after $100, or you could just use this to announce anything, right? Maybe you have a new product, maybe you have a new sale, maybe you have something that you really want to put attention on, maybe it's a holiday, maybe it's an announcement, whatever it is. Use that top bar. You can go ahead and take advantage of that. Okay, let's come back over here, look at some other sections, and we're going to go into the header section, and this is where we're going to be uploading our logo. Now, obviously, you can have a text logo in here if you want. You can come over here and select your logo file, clicking Use Custom Logo, and that would enable us to then upload an image. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. I'm just going to go and find my image. Of course, if you already have one added in there previously, you can go ahead and use that, and I'm going to select my logo over here. And we're going to want to put some margin on top, right? Put about 10 pixels of margin. We can test that out. That's just basically moving this around. We just want it to basically be centered with our navigation. So I'm going to set it to 6. We can change the width if we want. It looks good here. Okay, not much else we need to do here. We're going to just press save. In terms of the word menu, we don't need to worry about this, right? This is going to be only if we check this box out. Really would be if we have a ton of different items on our menu. Okay, let's go back to the next section here. We're just going to keep moving through. We're going to do a slideshow. Okay, as you see here, these are slides. In fact, you see these little buttons to kind of click through and click onto each individual button. So we see here we have autoplay, right? It's going to basically just be going here. You can read more about the recommended sizes here in the actual that will fit into this theme, but we're looking for full width imagery here. Okay, and we're coming over here and we're going to just uncheck autoplay because I'm going to really just focus on having one slide. All right, I really want to just focus on having one slide. You can for sure have more, but you know, again, you want about full width pictures, 2,000 pixels in width. And we'll come over and just select an image for our background here. Let's see if it's already pulled in here, right? This is the image that we had previously used. Let's see if this still fits. And there we go. Looks freaking awesome, right? That's looking real good. And of course, we can come down here. We're going to want to change our heading. So we'll come over here. Put a little tagline there, right? We could add more information here. We could add text if we want, right? I'll show you where this is going to go. I'll delete it after. Right, you could add anything here, maybe more descriptive information. I'm going to delete this. I don't think this is really necessary here, but we'll definitely put that in there. Okay, and we'll save. Hey, I just want to show you this real quick. Actually, I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I want to show in the general settings license section. Right, I see a few of you are unclear about where to put the license information. You're going to put it right here, right? You only need to do this once. Okay, I didn't show this because I'd already installed my theme. Right, this would prevent you from seeing that message that we were seeing earlier. Right, as long as you enter your theme here, that's going to work. Of course, you could also get theme support over here. Enter your tickets. Right, they have great support. And that was really the first thing that I asked them when I was investigating this theme. You know, that's the big thing about support, right? Do they offer support? Okay, so we're going to continue on over here. We got our slide over here again. Remember, we can change and delete. I'm deleting this slide right here. Come down here, delete, because I just want to have one strong slide. I want them to immediately land on this, and think about what they see when they land on this section, right? Logo, color scheme, massive background image, call to action / text, right? That's all we need in terms of branding, right? Front and center. So looking real good. We're going to continue on into here. Moving down, icon list, right? I love this section, right? This is a really a thing that we typically see on very high converting pages. For example, things like ClickFunnels, right? They do this very well in terms of showing these icons, because these are just, especially on mobile, right? This is going to look really good on mobile. Let me just shrink it down real quick and show you. But as we're coming down here, right, you see the alignment that we have in this size. Icons, quick glance, right? You have people that don't want to spend too much time trying to figure out exactly what's going on. You want to give them benefits really quickly, right? This is a great place to do it, okay? Now, do you have to give free shipping? No, absolutely not, right? I'll show you a great thing that you could do without needing to even find a new icon, right? Just come over here, fast shipping, right? And save it, right? Free return, best quality, safe checkout. You know, you could definitely exchange these with other types of icons. You could even add in your own icon if you want. Like, let's say these don't fit, right? But make sure that these are customized, right? If you're not offering free returns, don't say free returns. If you're not offering free shipping, don't say free shipping. But definitely keep this in here. I think this is a really, really strong section, right? And we can even add something like this. I think that is the best use for a section like this, right? We're always looking for ways to increase trust. And this is definitely a great way to do it. And we might as well tell them, hey, this is why you should trust us. So we're going to put that in right there. Okay, and again, totally customizable. You don't need to do this. You can invert the color if you want it to be white on black, if that's going to kind of work a little bit better for your theme, right? This is a nice clean layout, right? I'm actually going to go, I like the black on there, so I'm going to switch back on there. But either way, we have our options. And guess what? We're going to continue on here and go into the next section. And by the way, let's say there's a section for the deal of the day, right? Let's say you just didn't want this section, right? You got this right here. You could just simply delete this section, right? So deal of the day, we're going to add a product. Let's just do this. I'm going to show you, just for the sake of having something in there, I'll show a product. And you see we have our hover text, right? Add to cart. And this is one of their awesome functionalities inside here, right? The add to cart variant button, very cool, very specific to the conversion theme. I love how they did this, but of course we could change this to, how about something like get this deal, right? We could literally have it be anywhere that, or any text that we want. Again, we'll come over and we'll see this page reload. And as it does, you see get this deal, right? So a really cool section, right? Let's just say, I'm going to show you just for example's sake, you don't want a deal of the day section. I think it's pretty cool, right? You put your favorite product in here, but this is what I'm going to do. Delete the section, right? It's gone. That's it, right? No worries whatsoever, right? You want to add a section, you could add it right back in here, okay? So really cool functionality that we have there, and of course you could add, delete as you feel fit. Get our daily deal via inbox. You know, I'm going to delete this section as well. Learn more about the newsletter. This is going to be basically, I recommend using MailChimp, right? You install the MailChimp app, it's going to automatically be connected. Okay, I'm going to delete this section. Okay, now coming down here, we got our logo list, right? Another very high converting thing that most themes do not have. What we're looking for here, let's say, and you know, this is not going to be relevant for every single scenario, but how about featured on, right? Maybe you get some press articles to your store, right? Maybe the product has been reviewed elsewhere, right? You could link off, let's say the product was reviewed, or a very similar product was reviewed on msnbc.com. You could put the logo here and link off to that article, right? Again, builds trust. You don't even need to necessarily link off, right? Just show the logo, right? This is, again, just to build trust, right? Not going to be relevant for everyone. If you have nothing to add here, simply delete it. Okay? Now we're coming over here. We got our featured collection, right? You see a little separator here. That's just what this green line is. We're going to come over here, separator. We can change it to any color we want. I'll put in black, and I'll save. And I don't need two separators back to back, so I'm going to delete one of them. And there you go. Okay, and we got our featured collection here. Of course, we're going to add a collection first. We're going to add a heading too. I'm going to put something personalized here. Okay, just giving a little personal text there. Add collection. I'm going to go and actually do the homepage collection, which is a great way. And then, of course, you have different options here. Oh, I guess I don't have anything in here. Let's do. We can go ahead and do new arrivals. And it looks pretty good. We could also do dragons. We could have a specific thing in there, and we'll keep that in. I think that actually looks good. And we'll come back, and we could add, this is a very specific store in the idea that it has multiple sub-niches in it, So I'm going to put this over here, your new favorite. Dragon things. Dragon's a sub niche that's been working pretty well in this kind of idea of wild animals. So I'm going to put that in there, and we could definitely add another one, right? We could add another section in here. All we need to do is just add another featured collection section, right? And we could even, again, these little buttons, right, allow you to move it around, right? I'm going to keep it in the same section, but we are able to move things around very easily. Come down here, we got another little slider, right? This one is for an image and text, right? So we can come over here and we can go and change the height first of all, right? Let's say you have a nice big image that you want to use. You could, of course, use a bigger image. You see over here, it just basically increases the size. This is actually a straight duplicate of this, right? This is a slideshow up here, but we removed autoplay. This should look familiar. We did it before, right? If we don't want this section over here, we can simply delete it. Okay, I'll show you an example. We'll come over here, slide heading. Okay, I'll just grab I'll actually just use the same image just to kind of show you how it's going to look. Put this over here. I'll change this to extra small. Okay, so it looks a little bit different. And now we're going to customize the text. If you don't want any specific text, you just simply delete it and it's not shown. Okay, just a little bit of kind of personalized text here to make the site a little bit more engaging to the customer. Nice little functionality that you have here, and you get to do it in a great way, a great looking way. Okay, testimonials, unbelievably powerful section right here. Okay, testimonials, user-generated content, product reviews. These are all things that do the same as this section, right? Build trust, right? They build trust by implementing customer reviews. Okay, and let me drop a little golden nugget for you. What if you don't have a single customer review? Well, I bet you have products that are on your store from AliExpress. And you can go to AliExpress on any product, especially ones that have a lot of sales. You could take a look at reviews, and you could simply borrow reviews over there, right? The idea of reviews is to help your customer make a decision about the product. So any review about that product is very helpful, right? So you can come right over here. You can add a testimonial in here, add an image, add the name of the person, etc. And basically we'll just do a quick one. Okay, of course we could add an image right here. I'll just put this in here just to show you what's going to come out. Right, obviously not too relevant here. We'd want to put a headshot of the person, the name, the testimonial. Of course we'll save it. And testimonials, again, if you don't have one and you're doing AliExpress products, please just grab one from AliExpress. There's thousands of reviews on hot selling products on AliExpress, so you definitely would want to have that in there, and you could add as many as you want. Right, you could add as many testimonials as you want in this section. See that separator again? I'm not really using green as a color. Changing it to black. There you go. We see our black separator now. Okay, we're coming into another really cool section here. This is the featured product section, and a lot of themes have a featured collection section, but not a lot of themes have a featured product section, and I think this is kind of similar and even a bit redundant to the daily deal. You might not need both, and we did delete the daily deal one before. So we're going to come over here into featured product, and we're going to go and customize what we're seeing there. So let's scroll up a little bit. Okay, heading, we could put something like this. Okay, something like that, right, to get that kind of urgency, that kind of social proof in there. Very light social proof, obviously, since we're just putting in text, but definitely worth putting in there. Now we're going to select our product. I'll just take this one. And there you go. It's actually pulling the thumbnail as well to come into here in terms of extra imagery, right? We can click through and see some of the imagery that is available, right, all in this one page. Add to cart. We can customize that button, right? It's got the variants in there, the quantity. There are no other quantities. I'm sorry, no other variant options in there since it's just one color. But if, like, let's say, for example, there was a black hoodie, you would also say color black. Okay, we got this over here. Different options for your product zoom, right? On mouse over, on click and touch. Right? I like doing on click and touch. It's going to work a little bit better for mobile. Okay, you see the excerpt over here is using 15 words. That's typically fine unless it looks weird, right? You could change it to basically account for as many words as you want, up to 50. We'll save that. Again, this is really going to be a spot where you just want to put a product that you want to get a lot of attention, right? Because the most traffic pages on your website are definitely going to be the product pages and the home page. Okay, moving down here, we got our featured collections, right? This is different than our featured collection, right? This is products from our featured collection. These are featured collections, aka categories on our store that we would want to set into these boxes. And we're going to simply add a collection by going to add collection, and I'm going to go ahead and put dragon. I'll add another one. I will add, let's see, mermaids. I'll add another one. And this may not be relevant to your store, right? You might not have multiple variations of collections, and that's okay, right? Let's say you only have a small store, right? You could do something like, I don't know, you could do something like apparel and gifts and accessories and whatever else. What are the type of products you have, right? You could add all those in there, okay? So again, if this isn't relevant to you, watch. All you need to do, delete the section, and it's gone. Okay, so don't stress about keeping things in there that aren't going to make sense for you. We want to have this theme work for us. Okay, so we got another separator here. We don't need green. We're going to change this back to black, and of course there are some other options as well in terms of thickness of your margin. Right, here's what an ultra thin one looks like. You see it up here, right? Much thinner than the other. I'm just going to go with our normal one and save this over here and go back. Next section, custom content. Okay, about us section. Right? Is that where we're at? Custom content separator. No, I went too far. Okay, custom content is right here. Okay, and where are we? Text. I don't think this is actually shown. All right, so you see where this is coming, right over here in this section. Just our ability to add more content, right? More content. Maybe you're running a promotion. Maybe you have something interesting to say, more so than your about us. You could use this. I think this is a little bit redundant, so I'm deleting this section unless, like I said, I have something great to say. And coming down here, we have another custom content box. That is this image, right? You see this big image right here. Of course, we could select any image. I don't want to add the exact same image that I have been adding, but of course, we could if we wanted to add this image right here. What I'm going to do is actually just go ahead and delete this section because, again, I don't think this is very relevant. But if you have some great imagery here, I'd put it in here. I think here's a great idea, right? This is another great section. Again, testimonials are so powerful. We could basically put images or one strong image of someone wearing your t-shirt or enjoying your product, like that user-generated content, right? You might not have that. Definitely something that you'd want to add into your homepage when you get there. And now, of course, we have our About Us section, right? Very important here, right? Great section to add maybe an About Us image, right? Something about the company. It would be great to even show maybe a headshot of the company, or maybe even something like a stock image of like a big warehouse, so it kind of lends to some credibility. Again, everything we want to do on the homepage is about trust, okay? So About Us, of course, you're going to want to come here, edit the text here, and we'll come down and save, and that is going to be the last main section on the home page. So we'll save this out, and now we'll go back, okay, and that is our sections separator. Okay, I'm sorry, our sections area for the home page. Okay, I want to go to general settings, right? I showed you license, but there's some other things in here that we can do in terms of just some sections, okay, and some sections that are going to be basically kind of persistent across the entire site. So let's run through these. We have apps. All right, I just want to show you some of these sections. Okay, product review app. Product reviews, I love it, right? Huge, huge, huge value when adding product reviews. Why? Because it builds trust, right? You get the theme here, right? I've been using conversion theme because it's a great ability to add trust. So I personally like looks reviews, but this theme integrates with Shopify reviews. It integrates with Yotpo reviews. Either way, you go ahead and select one of the product reviews that you want, and then you need to install the app, right? What's going to happen is when you have this set up, it's going to add code. You're not going to need to see it or do it, but it's going to add code basically telling the theme to expect looks review. If you don't have the theme installed, the app installed, then it's not going to work. Okay, so if you're looking for a review app, you could either use Shopify's built-in, you could use looks reviews or Yotpo reviews. They're all going to work inside here. Okay, coming to the cart, there's a lot of different options for the cart. For example, right now it's a drawer. See how it's kind of sliding in, sliding out? I'm not a big fan of that. I really want it to be a page. Okay, biggest reason is for mobile, right? Mobile is just going to look a little bit better. It's going to perform better when you have this actual shopping cart page, right? See when I'm on the home page, and then I click off onto the cart, I actually go to a page. Okay, I think that's very important. Okay, even more so for mobile. Okay, we're going to go to colors. This is really going to be talking about buttons and texts and basically all the colors that are controlled on the site. Okay, I really advise you to keep your text black. Right? I don't see any good reason why you'd want to change your text from anything but black or maybe a really dark gray. But we can definitely change our borders, but we can definitely change our buttons. Right? Let's say we had a really good secondary color in this theme. Right? This is really just a black and white theme because we're kind of doing a variety of animals. But let's say like we had a different color. It'd be a great place to implement it into our secondary colors. Okay. Also keep in mind though, our buttons, for example, our add to cart button, our buy now button, is going to be the secondary color. So in fact, I'm leaving it with this green. Why? This is a high converting green color, right? Greens, blues, even oranges sometimes, those are typically going to be the best color for your store. Okay, so we're going to keep that. Of course, your main color scheme will go under primary, but our actual button text, or you see action buttons, we want that to be a conversion color, blue, green, etc. So coming back through here, continuing down here, currency, right? We can enable currency conversion on here. It's going to actually, and let me go back to the home page. What it's going to do is, this is going to set up on the top right corner of your screen a little drop-down box. It's going to enable you to actually change the currency live. So this is built-in scalability in terms of going, let's say, for example, India, Great Britain, Canadian, obviously here's US dollars, Australian dollars, Euro, Japanese yen, right? Immediate currency conversion. Okay, of course, default, we're going to want it to be US dollars unless you're focused on somewhere else. Okay, coming down here, countdown offer. Okay, if you tag your products, right, with this section, okay, now tagging is something that you do on a per product basis, right? If you tag it like this, it will set the product to have a countdown timer. Okay, you could watch this to actually see an example of that, right? But basically what we're doing is tagging a product like this. If we click this checkbox, we're now going to enable product countdowns on our product page. Okay, and in the tag section of your product page, you would literally go and enter in countdown hyphen the amount of time that you want on the countdown clock. Okay, so you want 2.5 hours, there you go, right? 0 to 30. It's going to be, again, in the format. It tells you right here, days, hours, minutes. Okay, so I'll copy this and we'll use this for a product later on. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next one, deal of the day. We had simply removed this before, but if we wanted to enable the deal of the day, again, we're going to be tagging our products to give actual date, start and end, or not start time, but end time. Okay, start and end time. So daily deal, right? Again, if you're enabling this, you'll want to make sure you go through that section. Now, fave icon, that's the little icon that comes up over here next to your site. You could add a custom one. Let's say you had a logo that was like a square. That would work really well to go into the fave icon. Layout, this is basically just asking for different options in terms of how is the site laid out. And of course, you could make a change depending on what platform. If you want to just change desktop, just change mobile, or both. We have different options in terms of header height. I never recommend a tall header. You're going to see it really kind of doesn't look as strong. It doesn't look as trustworthy. Right, it just adds extra space, and that's not a good thing for mobile. So always go on standard, okay? And I think everything else could stay the default. Okay, coming over here, continuing on under miscellaneous, right? SEO title for password page, we don't need this, right? Custom scripts, don't worry about this, right? If you need to add JavaScript, you could do this, but 99 times out of 100, there'd be no need for you to do that. Okay, pop-ups over here. Now, we could have a pop-up come automatically. You don't need an app for this, right? You might be using something like PRIV. This would actually replace that, right? You could either do a newsletter sign-up. You could do a product announcement. I like both, obviously, but product announcements are very underrated. They're kind of like a push notification. Again, if you have a product that you really want people to pay attention to, right? And this is what it's going to look like, right? You could do a product announcement where instead of having an email sign-up box, it's really just focused on actually presenting a product, right? And of course, we didn't select the product in our settings here, but we definitely could if we wanted to have our product newsletter set up. I'm going to come over here to newsletter, and again, this will work, or this will be directly integrated if you install something like the MailChimp app. And you could just set timing options, right? Let's say you don't want it to pop up in 2 seconds, you want it to be a little bit longer. You'd be able to set that right through here. Okay, I think 30 seconds, 10 seconds, one of those would be good. You don't want to be obtrusive with your pop-ups, right? You don't want to stop the customer from performing a conversion action like buying something or adding to cart, just to pop up a conversion. I'm sorry, just to pop up a pop-up thing here. Okay, so either delay it a lot or disable it. Okay, some of the other apps out there. This one doesn't have as much functionality because it's built in, but I like some of the other pop-up apps better because I want control over what pages they're going to show on. Okay, for example, I don't really like showing a pop-up on my product page because the only thing I care about on that is for them to check out. Okay, shipping rates calculator. Not very relevant here, especially if you're doing drop shipping or print on demand. Of course, you're going to want to add your social media icons here. They're going to automatically populate in the footer section over here, and also on the header, right? Built-in trust, right? It's all about trust here. All about trust, right? We have the option to display the social media icons on the mobile menu. We of course will, right? We could set this up. Now this is actually pretty powerful. If you want to control the image that gets shared when someone shares your main URL, right? Then it's going to pull this. Now on a product basis, it's just going to pull the product information. But if you want to control the image that gets shared overall for your homepage, this is where you do it. Okay, typography over here, we get to customize all of the fonts on the site. We're going to come through and look at all these different fonts. I am a huge fan of the avant-garde font, so I'm just going to go ahead and install that font on this store. And you'll see all the fonts will update in live real time to our avant-garde font. And if you don't like avant-garde, no worries, change it to whatever font you want. Okay, moving forward over here now, coming back, and we need to look at the variant swatches. Okay, very simple, right? If there is a color selection, it's going to try to default it into a swatch. What is a swatch? Instead of a drop-down menu, it's literally basically a little picture of the color, right? It could be like a little circle for red or a circle for black, and that would indicate the color in a t-shirt print-on-demand example of the the color that you would select for the t-shirt. Okay, so variant swatches are nice. Checkout over here, we're going to want to definitely add our logo. Okay, so come down here, add our logo to the checkout. Not much that we can customize with the checkout page. So we're just going to add our logo and we're going to save. Okay, so that's about it in terms of these general settings. Let's go back to the section here, the section settings under the home page. Okay, and we customized all this, but what we want to do is go to a product page. Okay, we need to look for a product page now because we're going to see the product page sections. Okay, this is the second thing that we're going to need to customize. Okay, you see our header, footer, top bar, but more specifically our product page. This is what we care about. Okay. Top to bottom, let's go through this. Breadcrumbs, on or off, right? I like keeping on. Why is that? Well, it encourages them to go through your catalog, especially when you have a niche site, right? You want people to kind of run through your catalog and see more things. Okay. Now, product gallery, right? We see this little section on mouse over, on click touch, right? There are different sections of what we'd want to do. I'm going to go on click touch because I believe that's going to function a little bit better, especially on mobile. Okay. You got your excerpt over here, right? You see that this and this is the exact same thing, right? Descriptions and excerpt of your description, okay? How many words do you want? Well, again, over here, right? Now, we could also disable captions if we want to just keep our description over here. And in fact, I'm going to do just that because it would just be a little bit too redundant. Okay, now, product options, okay? So variants, drop-downs or swatches, right? Here is what swatches look like, and these would make a little bit more sense for color, right? Now, I think that drop-down is going to be the better choice. It's going to be a little bit more organized. If you're doing print on demand and you have different color sections in there for your product options, definitely something to test, okay? Now, let's say there's a box where there's only one size, right? It just says size, right? Or I'm sorry, it just says small. There's no options. What we could do is check this box, hide variants when there's only one option, right? We don't need to give them a drop-down box if there's only one option, right? It's just going to be a little bit confusing, so we'll keep that there. Okay, display vendor, display collections. I don't believe any of those are necessary. Tags, we definitely don't want to show because we would use tags to set up our countdown timer like I showed you before, right? Actually entering in a tag name with the countdown and the time that we wanted it. That's going to set a timer automatically. We don't want to show that, obviously, okay? SKU we don't need, product type we don't need, display share icons, these right over here. Definitely your choice to keep them in there or not. Okay, now we have icons, right? I really love this. This is, again, all about trust, right? All about increasing conversion. So we have icons here, okay? And you see that we are going to literally have a countdown or a inventory counter, okay? Now, whatever stock number you have in your product backend, right? In the backend of the store on the product page, you could set the inventory that you have. It's going to pull that and show how much is left in stock, okay? Again, this is a very, very, very powerful feature, right? This is the idea of sales proof to the customer. This is saying, hey, there's only so many of these left in stock, but that also tells the customer, hey, people have been buying this product. So you got a bit of urgency, you got a bit of social proof in here, sales proof, and yeah, all about conversion, right? That's why I like conversion theme in the first place. Okay, free returns, best quality, safe checkout, right? These are pretty much good ones that you're gonna wanna keep in there. Okay, you could change this maybe to fast shipping. That could also be something that could increase shipping. I'm sorry, increase conversion. Okay, scrolling down here, just real quick, reviews, right? Again, we put in the section in the general settings here that we were going to be using the looks reviews. Now it's basically saying to the theme, hey, we're expecting reviews to be in here. So if you've enabled looks reviews, it will literally show up right in here. Okay, coming down here under the related products, it's going to show up to 4 products if there are any related products. And I guess in this niche specifically, there's only 3 other products, so it's not anything extra that it's able to pull from. But of course, we could change the number of products that we want to be shown in there. We have our different buttons in terms of, do we want to show our add to cart here? Like I like actually just kind of showing it here. Here's our variant selector, right, for the multiple variants in there. So we'll save that out. Okay, and we're going to keep scrolling down here. Okay, mobile version tweaks. Let's just go to mobile real quick, right? There are some differences in terms of the mobile page, right, especially with different sized imagery. And we're going to come over here. Product description location, do we want it before or after the options, right? Typically, in a site without this kind of persistent add to cart button, then we would want to have basically everything underneath the add to cart. But because this is basically a sticky, right, we'll click on this. You have a couple different options, right? Let's see when this kind of goes through here. Okay, so I'd want to keep this stuck here, right? Basically, when this is stuck on mobile, and this is very specific to mobile only, right? When it's locked here, right? No matter how they scroll, no matter what's above the fold, no matter what size screen they have, they're always going to have access to the add to cart button. Okay, incredibly valuable, right? Incredibly valuable for sure. Okay, so I want you to definitely keep that in there and have it locked or stuck, right? It's the same thing, to the bottom. Okay, you have tabs over here. That's really for reviews and stuff like that, right? You see how it kind of opens and closes. These are different tabs, right? If you just want to have everything at once, you can uncheck the tabs, right? But I do like the tabs layout here because it keeps things organized, right? It gets them to the bottom of the page quicker, right? Not a huge deal in this theme because they understand how important the sticky add to cart is. They've put that in here, but still valuable nonetheless. Okay, display product reviews. Obviously, we want to have that in there for sure. And we could even add some static content in here. Really cool thing to add over here could be an image section. Oh, sorry, not in this section, but let's see what we have here. I actually haven't looked into this. Custom color. I thought this was something else. Custom color. Okay, so these are more for variants, so we could ignore those. My mistake. I was thinking of something else on there. I would have loved to add something like a section for not related products, but user-generated imagery. But we'd still have a good section for that, right? Let's say you have a good image of someone actually like taking a picture of it in their house, or let's say it's a t-shirt of them wearing it. You could even add that right here. Okay, so we'll save that out, and that's really all you need to be worried about when it comes to customizing the conversion theme. It's pretty straightforward. Now, of course, there are some other ones. I'm going to show you this real quickly. This is the collection page, right? We can go over here to Dragon, for example, and take a look at some of the collections or whatever. But this is actually our page of collections. People will be visiting here. Not much you can do here, right? You got breadcrumbs on top. We want to definitely keep it. Page title we don't need. Tag filters we're going to remove, okay, because we don't want people to look at our tags because we're using those for the countdown, okay? Use hover effect in desktop. That's this right here. This will not be the case in mobile, right? There is no hover on mobile, so the add to cart button will show. Sorting options, I'll typically turn that off, okay? Coming over here, again, not much that we need to do here. Categorizing the tags, we're not showing tags, so we could skip that. Okay, on the mobile settings, we'll come over here and look. Do we want it to be a 2-column layout, or do we want a little bit bigger imagery on the one? I personally like the 2-column layout, but if you find that it's a little bit too hard to see the imagery, definitely want to switch to 1. Okay, number of rows, definitely want to enable infinite scroll. Okay, this is definitely great for big product catalogs. That means there's no pagination on here. There's no pages, right? If you go to the end, it's just simply going to load more product. Okay, you see I scroll. There's no more product to load, but you know, it's basically going to load all the products inside of this collection. So we'll save that. Now I'll come back to desktop, show you what it's looking over here. We have 2-column, 3-column, 4-column. I'll show you the differences between them, really just image size, right? I'm going to come over here and stick with the 4-column. Okay, again, enable infinite scroll. If you have 100 products on here, they're going to show all 100 on a page. Okay, so powerful there. Product add to cart button, what action do you want to go over here? We'll leave that as default. Okay. So you have also static pages, right? Not very much you could do here at all. You go and take a look at the page template section, right? Nothing you could do. Okay, page template is literally just the content of your page. These are your pages like FAQ, contact us, also like return policy, right? You see it's pretty simplistic. Okay, so that's all you need to do to customize this theme. I really hope that you kind of take advantage of the home page, right? The home page is really the cool section here. Obviously, the product page looks great as well, but the home page, you're really going to be able to build a robust, beautiful looking home page with conversion theme that's going to really increase trust. Get all those trust factors in there, even have some urgency, scarcity, social proof in there. So go ahead and install your theme. Go ahead and watch this over and over and over if you need to. You have full access to this video and the replay. So I hope this was helpful. And